being replaced all the time.
No, I think we're looking forward to it.
I'm going to be replaced by a computer someday.
If only.
Who's gonna fix that computer?
Itself.
Mm,
There's going to be a computer
Years
that fix
out.
itself.
Okay. That's working. That is working. Beautiful. Okay, so I don't know how to I guess we got to how do I invite people in? Because it's not from the live from the other broadcast. Viewers, links, event page. So that's the event page. Copy.
Why don't you send that off to Charlie
I'm just gonna
so that she could,
gonna compose to. How do I get all my people in my email list?
Well, you would have to have a distro list.
I don't have that.
Wouldn't you just click 2?
I got 2.
Well, you don't want to click 2 because then everybody's gonna see who else is on there. So you want to BCC everybody.
BCC everybody. So I want to be in here.
Yeah, you want to be in there. Without having a distro list created. Hold on a second.
Can't you just click on BCC? Not like Outlook?
Yeah, it's not like Outlook.
Nothing's like Outlook. Only people's names that start with J. Oh, okay.
Into this.
You pretty much have to take all your contacts, and put them in a group and then email that group.
Like I said, I should have been here a long time ago doing that.
And they said technology was going to make our lives easier.
Yeah, you ain't kidding. I guess in a way it did, right?
Yeah, we can do this.
Made my life easier. Okay, start.
Got too much tonic in there.
Is there such a thing? Okay, so there we go. I think we might be running 2 at once right now. Okay.
So we can end up talking to ourselves at some point?
Never.
Or to each other?
Have
you created a parallel universe?
All right, Julie says it's not working through the app. Charlie, it says it's not working through the app, but it is working through YouTube. Actually, through the website.
Through YouTube.
Correct.
It's
but
coming
not through the YouTube app.
Oh, interesting. Okay, then, guys. This only took us 10 minutes to figure this out.
Hey, we're still all new at this.
I counted 16.
16.
Okay. Yeah, and there he is.
Okay.
Making his appearance.
Okay.
Doctor has arrived.
The doctor has arrived.
If only Eric T was here on time, we could
I know
actually started at 6.
Late as good for nothing.
Okay, guys. So in the background playing, I'm going to play the whole.
This is like 50 minutes long.
I know. I'm going to play the whole 50 minutes of this.
Just leaving it in the background?
Just leave it in the background for us.
Oh,
good. I sat and worked to this.
Sandra Bland getting her
it
traffic
it really made me feel something bad.
We have to talk about her again.
But the problem is that I didn't know. I heard about the incident, and then I only found out that she was dead the day when they put this up. So I sort of just...
It was like 3 days later that we all found out.
Something like that.
Yeah.
I don't know.
I had no idea who she was up until I think it was like Thursday afternoon.
Really?
Because I saw a meme that says that somebody posted a meme on Instagram that said that she passed away from eating a huge amount of pot. And that's what got me interested.
That was on Think
What?
Progress. That was on thinkprogress.org that popped up.
That popped up.
originally.
Okay.
Right, but Chicago Breaking News had it up within a few hours of her dying. They said local woman died in police custody.
Who's this talking?
I'm stopping you for an improper lane change.
Yeah.
Very civil discourse.
Who's got something planned?
Asked her for a license.
That was me.
That was you. Okay. So it was the whole idea of her dying from eating a huge amount of pot that was shoved up her crotch. That just kind of made me say, this is wrong. There's no way this can happen. I mean,
Which part of it is wrong?
well, first that somebody committed suicide by eating. How much?
I thought she hung herself.
She did. I mean,
Well-
as I then started to investigate the whole story, I'm like, oh, okay, so she didn't die from eating all this pot. I mean, why did they not talk about the huge amount of diarrhea that she would have been shitting and like the throwing up from eating it, the toxicity from that? But she hung herself with a plastic bag for a traffic stop. And so that's what we got playing in the background here. I'm just gonna play this through. And yeah, I mean, do we need to listen to it? No, I'm sure we've all listened to it. We've all watched it, but
she was not cooperating. All she had to do was answer his questions,
put out her cigarette.
But
why should she have to put out her cigarette?
She shouldn't have to. But if somebody says, hey, would you mind putting out your
She does
cigarette?
have to put it out. She's being told as an official order from a police officer.
Right, official order. But I'm talking about just as a general human thing. Someone says, hey, doc, your cigarette you're smoking right now, that's kind of bothering me. Would you mind putting that out?
I'm completely with you.
But
I am not by any means defending the cop.
Neither of them were acting
civil
as civil human beings to each other.
Correct. They're both being dicks.
But to watch somebody reach into
why was her door open?
He opened it.
No, but why were they unlocked?
If her vehicle shut off, the doors could just unlock.
Why didn't she lock her doors? It'd be the first thing I do. Somebody's coming up, no matter who they were, coming up to my car, is lock my doors. I keep my doors locked at all times.
But he shouldn't have opened
the door.
When
you turn off your truck, do your doors not automatically unlock?
No.
You have it set to not automatically unlock.
I have them set to always stay locked until I unlock them. Yeah.
Okay. See, I have mine set that as soon as my ignition turns off, while I go into park, all my doors open.
Unlock. So everybody can get out the back and the sides and whatnot. Yeah, mine just stay locked. But yeah, for him to reach inside and then start tickling her,
and it's a man and a woman, so there's that whole thing. It's a white-black thing, so there's that, and it just got really bad really quickly.
He should have known going into this, like, I'm stopping a black lady. There's a lot of shit that's going on with cops, with black people and white people, and I'm a white guy. I really need to act differently here because I'm being taped.
He's only been a police officer for 9-10 months.
But he's been a human for how many years?
He has.
Good point.
So does this come down to what is this all about?
Well, the Black Lives Matter signs have started popping up all over. I was driving through Evanston earlier today, and
all lives matter.
They started popping up
Some
again.
Some don't, but it's not a white and black thing. That's what they always make it out to be.
Why is it that that's the easiest thing to go to?
Because that's the easiest thing to see.
Yeah.
I looked at my skin in the shower today, and I realized today that I'm white.
Oh, you poor bastard.
White? I thought you were Asian. Oh.
I hide it well.
He's yellow.
Whoops.
But then I was thinking about my grammar school experience, and it was kids of all sorts of different colors. And that wasn't a thing. That didn't have anything to do with anything.
Because we weren't aware of it yet.
We weren't made aware of it yet.
Right.
We weren't told that. But I don't ever remember being told by anybody that, hey, because people have different colored skin, that we are supposed to treat other people differently.
Mm-hmm.
Or we're supposed to have different expectations for people because they have different colored skin.
I can't remember the first time. Can either one of you recall the first time somebody told you, somebody that you respected that was older said, that person is such and such and we shouldn't like them or we shouldn't trust them or whatnot?
I don't think there was ever a conversation like that happened. I think that through media that we consumed, it just, and depending on the time when you were brought up and what sort of people you were around, it kind of became just part of you, possibly.
Okay, so there is a, like, I'm sorry, guys. I'm sorry to interrupt this. I just wanted to check the, remember I was talking earlier about when I was doing tests that there was, oh, wow, look at what we got there.
You're welcome.
Wow. Holy shit, I can't believe you found that. The doctor is an internet of the black web.
The dark web?
The dark web.
Dark net.
The dark net.
And actually, I want to do that as a show.
Oh, okay. We can do the dark net. Wow. I can't believe. So the doctor has just pulled up. What is, that's the arrest document?
That's the booking document.
The booking sheet. Okay. Wow.
Also, the fact that he was her, did she have plates? Did she have the correct
yeah, she has
plates?
Illinois. You can see it in the video that she has Illinois plates. That
Okay, I thought so.
That was the thing.
So that's another thing. You're pulling over someone from out of town.
You don't know how they're going to react.
Actually, she had a Texas driver's license and an Illinois driver's license in her possession.
Okay, so just
and also him asking her, "Are you okay?" And her snappy responses.
You
okay?
Oh, right there it is.
You seem very irritated.
I really am.
Well, who isn't irritated when they're pulled over?
Yeah, exactly.
But
lane change too.
But now she's escalating it.
I mean, can you blame her though? It's kind of stupid.
It is stupid.
It's like,
but it's a law.
It's like but okay, it's a law.
She has an out-of-state license plate.
But at the same time,
I've been pulled over lots of times when I'm out of state for traffic things. I changed lanes in front of a police or fire, in front of a fire station.
Okay.
And I got pulled over for that. Because you're not supposed to change lanes in the middle of.
But
it lines. It's all lines. It's all stay between the lines.
But who? Okay, the person that's going to enforce that law, as we see here, as we're listening to this person here, okay, this guy who's enforcing this, he obviously has some issues.
Oh, I'm going to light you up.
Yeah, what is that? I'm going to light you up.
It's almost like.
So I saw on Thursday.
And he knew he's being videotaped.
That's the other thing. So
he knows he's being recorded.
All this is
vocally.
Happening. Yes, all this is happening, and he knows it. Why is he acting like such an asshole? Did he not see Baltimore? Did he not see? Was it Missouri, Minnesota?
Yeah, any of those places.
Yeah. And what was his thinking here? And okay, so he pulls out. What does he have in his hand? Is it a taser?
It is a taser.
So it's a taser. So it's the kind that shoots the.
2 15-foot probes,
and they're like fishing hooks, correct? That kind of like treble
for lack of better
treble hooks, yeah. Okay, and they shoot into the assailant. I said the victim.
But then he takes her off camera.
Oh, I think
the camera's fixed. I mean, it's a fixed camera.
No. But I mean, he could have
beat her up in the middle of the street.
Yeah,
I think he wanted to kick her ass in the grass.
Why wasn't anybody videotaping this?
There is a guy. There's a second videotape of a guy when the second officer arrives. Some guy is filming, and all I heard from the beginning of that film, it's like 1 minute and 47 seconds, is, "Am I not on a public sidewalk?" is what the guy says to the officer. I guess tells him to stop. But I guess he mentions the fact that he's on a public sidewalk, so they then he keeps filming and he turns around and he shows the camera. Here I am on this church grassy knoll or whatever, So there is other videotape of this, not just the police officer videotape. Is it considered a federal tape now? Or what's it?
What? I'm sorry, I zoned out for a second.
Okay, so if we were going to classify this capturing of this event now, is it considered a state capture or is it a federal capture?
And this whole thing,
arrest itself?
Yeah,
it's a local arrest. It's done by the sheriff, so it's going to be based on state law.
Okay, so why did they bring in
they brought in the feds to try to avoid Ferguson. Waller County Sheriff's Office was worried about that it's going to turn into another Baltimore, that's going to turn into another Ferguson. So they decided to bring in the feds themselves. And then after that, the public outcry, the tweets, the Facebook, everybody wanted a federal investigation as well. When an inmate dies in the custody of a local jail, the local police cannot investigate themselves. So, for instance, if it were to happen in the village of the Rosemont shooting in December, where the Rosemont police officer who was off duty shot and killed his brother-in-law, the Rosemont Police Department cannot investigate that since it's one of their own, so they bring in the state police.
Okay, that makes sense.
Who watches the watchers?
Oh yeah, exactly. Oh man, this part of the video when he's wrestling.
Oh yeah, this hurts.
Yeah,
this is like an abusive father.
Exactly.
And a child.
Yeah. He's got you could hear he's got his knee in her back.
Yeah.
Pulling her wrist back, just trying to get her. She's crying.
Yeah.
And when you see them side by side though,
yeah,
she's pretty tall. I can see why he's intimidated by her.
So he was spurned by a black woman at some point in his life.
He had to have been.
She's 6 foot, 175 pounds.
She's skinny.
Bigger than me.
And she is a big woman.
Yeah, that's
not big as in fat, but she's a 6 foot, 175 pound woman.
Some of the photos of her from her family and parents, she was an attractive lady. She was a good looking lady. I mean, I have to say that. I mean, she's, So
okay, so the guy who he's talking to now, this is the person that's filming.
There's a secondary video right there that exists.
What about all these cars that are driving by?
There is a white. There's a white Dodge Charger that slows down into the side and you can tell that it's slowing down and it either does a UE or something.
Yeah.
It's not a cop car. It's just a regular citizen's car.
Unless you are a police officer, firefighter, paramedic, ex-military, something.
Yeah, I mean,
when you see a traffic stop on the street, you're just driving by. You're not really paying attention.
Unless there's metal and liquids on the ground, then you want to go at it. Oh, is there going to be a body? I love a dead body. Yeah. Well,
what?
For a traffic signal.
Well, it wasn't for a traffic signal. It was for not signaling. But she's obviously agitated.
When somebody's got their knee in the back of your head, I mean, you really have a hard time, spitting it out.
But she had no problem with her profanities.
Oh, we're trained to use profanities at the right moments, especially
calling him a fucking pussy and all that.
Hey,
makes you feel good.
I like the fact that she used the word pussy.
How big is he?
He's a little guy.
Like Tom Cruise little?
Yeah. He's probably our age, if not older.
He went into that with this traffic stop started off the exact same way as the previous traffic stop.
Right, pull somebody over for not.
He had the same tone, everything was the same, except at some point.
Well, he didn't like it that she said that I don't want to put my cigarette out. Yeah. And he's afraid that she's gonna use it as a weapon. I'll make you smoke it. Have this Benson and Hedges menthol light 100.
Did you see her when we
and then a black female officer shows up.
Yeah. Yeah.
And she's okay with all this.
I would hope so. I hope she's okay with everything. I hope that her color and the color of the person on the ground has nothing to do with her judgment. I hope she doesn't take favorism and say, "Oh, you got a sister on the ground,"
Even though it's a woman, regardless of what color it is, and a man.
Regardless of any of that, she has a job to do. She can't take sides or have any favoritism. That's kind of the job.
But should a man wrestle a woman to the ground?
Well, in this case, this guy obviously has a real big problem.
He has an issue. He should not.
So what?
He should not
so
be a
then, what
police officer.
failed? Psychological exam.
It might just be. I mean, this is Prairie View, Texas. We're talking about.
I don't know anything. Well,
I mean, this could just be
5,000 people live in Prairie View.
Right. I mean, this could just be the typical, suburban Chicago cop. I'm not trying to stereotype them, but a lot of the smaller villages, they have nothing going on. You have a 23, 24-year-old kid that becomes a cop that, got bullied in school and all of a sudden is trying to be macho.
Looking for the guys that bullied him.
And how old,
exactly?
And how old is this guy?
He's young. I don't know his age.
I thought he was in his 40s. He looked like he looks from the video. He looks like he's in his 40s.
I would judge by his voice.
Yeah, but I would say the best example that the three of us could probably identify with is Mount Prospect.
Okay.
This is Dempster from Waukegan all the way up to where that overpass is, and those cops just kind of sit in the lot of Sports Authority and
waiting for something to happen,
waiting for you to go too fast, and they're going to pull you over.
And they're going to pull you over, and then they're going to call their buddies because they have nothing to do, and then they're going to come over.
They're going to block 3 lanes of traffic because you were going 5 miles over the speed limit.
I mean, in all honesty, the arrest, it's a legal arrest. It's not good policing.
No, it's
that's
pointless. It's pointless. This should not be considered policing.
No, we need to.
But that's what I'm saying. The legality of the routine traffic stop leading to an arrest. It's rare for something like this for failure to signal when changing lanes.
It's on the books,
right,
as a law. However, we wrote those laws, and we can change those laws. We need to redefine what the police are supposed to be.
The problem she has is at the moment he says in the video, "I am giving you a lawful order, step out of the car." At that point, she has to step out of the car.
Where are your papers?
That's just legalese. That's just legalese covering his ass.
That's a lawful order.
And that's what he was trained to do.
Exactly.
Why didn't I click his heels? Sorry.
Oh.
He's a Nazi. Just click his heels. Where's your papers? Get out of your car.
Yeah, at what point is it going to become that? I mean, we already have to show our license and registration and or insurance.
Prove who we are. When we are asked by somebody that wears a uniform and carries a gun.
Right.
Which I don't mind doing. To be honest with you, I don't mind doing it. It's senseless.
How often have you gotten pulled over?
I've never been pulled over.
Ever? Speeding?
I've gotten speeding tickets, but
then you've been pulled over.
But I mean, I obviously did something wrong going 130 miles an hour.
Right.
I knew I was doing something wrong. So when I got stopped, I said, I know.
You knew you were in.
What do you want?
Right. Exactly.
So you have been pulled over.
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay.
But I was going extremely fast.
But you didn't have to respond that way.
But were you going 130?
Yeah. Oh yeah. I was.
Were you arrested?
No.
Okay. This was in Illinois?
Downstate Illinois. Yeah.
Okay. So
state trooper then?
Yeah. Well, yeah. It was
okay. So you had a nice cordial relationship with the officer. That's the reason you did not end up in jail that night.
I smiled. I said, "Yes, I know. I'm sorry. You see what I'm driving. Right. I was driving a super souped up fast car at that time."
Right. Because at that point it is a felony and you're getting arrested.
Yeah. And he just said, "You're an asshole."
Right.
So many words. I'm taking your license. You're going to have to drive back down here to get your license when you want it.
Right.
Is it me?
You both.
Both of us?
Yeah.
Huh?
Maybe it's just you.
I have sensitive hearing.
You're just sensitive all around.
I am. People don't understand that.
And I guess I was talking a little bit louder.
No, I mean, you can talk as loud as you want, but if there's a way for you to turn yourself down in my earphones.
No, unfortunately, there's no way for me to turn. Oh wait, you know what? I can probably just turn down the headphones for you guys.
Oh yeah, I don't want.
Yeah, I don't want to mess up the recording.
Yeah.
Okay, but yeah, there you go. So I'm still getting good signal and everything. And so since this is live, there's actually people listening to us right now.
Oh, so okay, we need to be on our up our game a little bit here.
You're
and-
on your best behavior, boys.
You know, sitting here
I'm
dicking around.
also having a problem with some of the media reports going.
Well, I don't even
know,
think we can
Well, but hold
use
on,
that
hold on.
into a debate because the media is all.
The media is completely slanted. The media is slanted and bought. Who the hell are we kidding?
I don't know anything about what
they want. You know, they want to entice you. I'm starting to sound like our friend from Texas. No, I need to stop.
I love our friend from Texas.
I can't go down that road.
But
You can. You can.
No,
if you want to.
I really I can't.
We can talk about Jade Helm.
no, I mean the media is just an instigator, but it's also a business. So
just
I don't
to answer
even.
the
I think.
I'm sorry to interrupt you.
No, go ahead.
Just to answer your question, Officer Brian Encina, I will not give his birthday, but he just
You
turned,
say his
he
name, but
just
not his
turned
birthday.
30.
Wow.
He's a young guy. He's a really young guy.
Yeah, he
He's a young guy that's out of a job.
well, you know, he had a career in agriculture prior to. He attended Texas A&M University.
But he's had
Graduated
a
in
job.
2008 with a bachelor's in agricultural leadership and development.
Okay.
He worked
Seed salesman.
He's out of a
as
job where somebody
Well, there
is
you go.
dead because of him.
He worked as an
How do you recover
ingredients
from that?
processing supervisor at Bluebell Creameries for 6 years,
Are those little
Um,
cheeses?
and then he worked as a chief in the fire department also.
Oh, so he just grabbed onto a city job and says, you know what? I need a pension. I want the taxpayers to pay for me.
I'm gonna assume the fire department, like the majority of the United States, is voluntary.
Oh, really?
The majority of the United States fire departments are voluntary fire departments. It just happens that the area we're in and anything around us isn't. But
I kind of feel like they all should. I think that there are good people that want to do good in law enforcement. But there's also people that were picked on in school that 20 years later, they lifted some weights and they took an exam and hey, now I'm the guy with the power.
you see, let me.
But then there's the guy who was picked on also who says, I'm not going to let this happen to other people. So I'm going to be one of the good ones.
I think. Oh, wait. I didn't even notice there's a tow truck that just pulled up. That they're towing her vehicle at 20. Actually, it's less than 20 minutes into this altercation. They're already got a tow truck. They're pulling her off the street.
No, they can't leave it on the street.
That's not uncommon whatsoever. If the Illinois State Police pull you over, a tow truck is pretty much dispatched immediately, just
Okay.
for the safety of the police officer
Okay.
as well.
Makes sense.
So that's not uncommon.
Private?
No, Minutemen show up.
Minutemen shop. Okay.
Why is her ethnicity non-Hispanic?
Texas.
Those are your options? White or non-Hispanic?
Hispanic or not Hispanic?
Oh, it's terrible to laugh. Oh, and then we're
It is what it
concerned about him.
Yeah.
We're concerned about him being injured after what he just did. And this whole phone call, who's he calling? Is he calling his
I believe he's calling
superiors?
his supervisor or his commanding officer.
Working out how I'm supposed to word this on the report?
Well, yeah. So if she had her window down, why didn't he just push the taser through the window and say, okay, I don't need to open the door to tase you. I can tase you inside your car.
He shouldn't have been tasing her to begin with.
There should have been no weapon drawn. He should have just said, let her smoke her cigarette, let her sign for it. Obviously, she's stressed out because she's from Illinois. She just got pulled over in Texas. Hey, she needs a smoke. I'm going to let her smoke and be cool. Maybe I'll bum one from her and be cool with her and just give her a ticket and let her go.
No.
Fuck no. Why would you be that cool with anybody, you know?
She said, I threw her down intentionally.
Of course you threw her down intentionally. You're trying to put cuffs on her. She's a big chick.
Oh, I put you down because you kicked me. And you were fighting back. You know?
It seems like
There's a whole gender thing here.
there's a gender thing, there's a race thing, and there's this power struggle that seems to be going on. I don't know. It sucks ass that she had to die. It sucks ass that she committed suicide, and that's what I would like to know more.
Why she committed suicide?
Yeah, you got pulled over.
But yeah, I mean, she was all ready to. Oh, I can't wait to see you in court, and I can't wait. I hope all this is recorded and all that other stuff.
Right.
And I just cannot wait, she says. And then she kills herself.
Depression is. I mean, can somebody do that from being depressed?
What's that?
Get to the point where they want to kill themselves. I mean, after they've gone through all the emotions of like trying to make their actions and reactions to a situation seem like they're right, then say, fuck, maybe I was wrong, and maybe the best way out of this is to not face the consequences, but to take this plastic bag and hang myself.
Well,
What is she doing with the
all the
plastic
time.
bag?
Huh?
What's she doing in the plastic bag?
I don't know. I have no idea, but that's just what
And
I
how
read.
exactly do you hang yourself with a plastic bag?
Well, we don't know what kind of plastic bag. From the information I read, it doesn't. It just says plastic bag. It doesn't
Like a
actually
hefty bag?
specify. It could have been a garbage bag. I don't know what it was. I mean, unless one of you guys know.
Yeah.
I don't know what it was.
You can
know,
hang-
they're saying plastic bag.
It's not I'm not talking. Well, I am
You can-
talking about the logistics of it, but also that's a pretty violent way to end your life,
Very violent way.
and you kind of have to put a lot into that.
Uh-huh. Yeah.
And she fought tooth and nail from the sound of this.
Like I said, after I got
So why would she kill herself?
Why would she kill herself?
Well, she's attempted suicide a couple times in the past.
According to who?
Her own statements, her own signed statements. She was on. See,
Is
the
it-
other problem she has?
Is this
I
was
can't-
this the death by cop?
I can't find the other document right now, and I am having connection problems to the source where I can get it from.
Huh.
Okay.
Go fig.
The black internet is
The
down. The dark web.
The black helicopters are going to be next.
there's contradicting statements. One statement she signs, she states that she is not on any antidepressants, and on the second statement, she signs that she is taking antidepressants. She also stated that she has tried committing suicide a couple times in the past. On one statement, it asks if she ever gave birth. She says no, and then another statement says she tried killing herself after she lost her baby in 2014.
So she never gave birth, though.
No, she gave birth.
She gave death.
Let's not pick this apart.
Okay, so I mean, she carried a child till it came out of her.
Right.
Can I see her handwriting there for a second? Right. No. Scroll back up, or scroll back,
I am scrolling up.
or scroll down where she signed that document.
Right there.
She's looking straight ahead, just mad.
That's not her. Scroll down. A little
That's
bit.
her.
Is that her?
That's her.
That's her signature.
That is her signature. That is the inmate's signature.
Probably signed while in cuffs.
Most likely not.
Yeah. No.
She's already been printed. She's at this point. She's been printed. She's been searched. She's already in custody. She's not in custody.
She's so young. She's born in '87.
Well,
She was
she's
younger than
28.
him.
Oh, she's so young. That's such a shame. She's such a pretty lady, and she's so young. You know.
Well, which handwriting are you referring?
just saw
you know?
I just saw a signature that was like really artistic, and it's
That's a signature.
that's hers, right?
That's one, and now go to
Well,
the other
that-
one.
Right. That's
Yeah.
July 10th. And now where's the other signature?
Huh.
There, that's the other
She
one.
didn't date that one.
Who's Annette?
Yes. She kicked me. She started
Who's
eating
what?
away,
Who's Annette?
Annette Bland.
and that's when I grabbed her arm.
Probably mom or somewhere, or a sister, or
She's in
first
front of me, so
contact
I
person.
controlled,
You know, in case
and
something
I
happens,
grabbed
who you
her by
call
the
first.
shoulders, and I brought her down into the grass away from the baby. So
Well, we are
That's from middle.
broadcasting
That's from
live.
middle name.
Just so everybody knows, we are broadcasting live. This is
No, that's from middle name. Sandra Annette Bland.
okay.
Oh, okay.
This is amazing. Our first live
Yes.
broadcast, guys. Thanks for joining.
Oh,
me
so
for this.
she crossed out Annette
and just put
and
Sandra,
put Sandra as her first name. So she goes by both names.
It's
Apparently.
possible.
or she just was just writing because she's so flustered. Date of birth, race,
like I said,
black,
something like
female.
this,
That's not her writing, though, I don't think.
after I get
Why would she fill out that?
This right here.
She's an assistant public
This?
servant?
That's
yeah,
filled
yeah.
by Meg.
Yeah,
yes.
that's not.
Oh,
That's the
okay,
same
right.
writing.
Yeah.
That guy up there.
Gotcha.
Is that the cell? Is that the layout for the medium? What? What is all?
Medium assault.
Oh, this is the breakdown of the arrest?
Correct.
Wow.
Where does it start?
This is proprietary to
No,
the
I
Waller
mean, where?
County.
Where?
It starts right here.
Okay.
So pretty much is the current offense is assaulted felony? Yes. You know, prior assaulted felony convictions? No. Escape history? No. Known past, present, institutionalized behavior or problems? No.
They shouldn't that have said
And
yes? If she
Well,
attempted
depending on which
suicide
form-
before and
well,
whatnot?
Depending on which form you look at.
Here's the funny part is okay. So when I first saw this, and we were talking about this earlier, is I thought that when that guy went back into his car and he punched up her license, whether it's Texas or Illinois, that he should have gotten all like a dossier on this person that's already been arrested, like she's got mental problems and all this other stuff, so he knows better how to now walk back into the confrontation.
Do they know that?
They
Doctor?
don't. They don't. No, they don't, unless they specifically request from your criminal records stays with the state and goes to the FBI. When you are pulled over in the state of Illinois, you pretty much come back. You know, if there's nothing going on, you have no wants, no warrants, you come back clear and valid. Meaning that there's no wants, there's no warrants. So unless you keep looking into it, then that's when it would pop up. However, anything that is a misdemeanor or she was institutionalized in another state, that's not going to pop unless a full federal background is done.
So this is where we move into privacy. Okay. So my idea.
Well, let's not skip over stun and taser, because the media keeps referring to it that I'm going to light you up, and he pulls out his stun gun. He at no point pulls out a stun gun.
But that's for idiots.
Yeah, but taser, stun gun for the common man, that they're
one and the
same
same thing. Nobody realizes that you can go on eBay and buy a stun gun that hooks up to your iPhone.
Yeah.
That's sending, I don't know how many joules or watts or volts to you.
The one from the iPhone, I don't know. I mean, a stun gun, you're probably talking,
5,000 watts, 5,000 volts.
You're probably talking
2 watts, 5,000
100 to. Jeez.
It's got to be over 100 volts.
No, 100,000.
100,000
yes.
volts. Yeah. So
yeah. I mean, I could pull this.
Okay,
stun gun, taser, it's all semantics, and that doesn't have anything to do with anything, because she was never stunned and or tased. He should not have.
He unleashed it.
Right.
He unveiled it.
He unveiled it, and at the if what he's saying is true, that she elbowed him and or kicked him, then yes, at that point he should have reached for his taser.
But regardless, he was in the right, quote unquote, because he's the lawman. So regardless of what she did, she was in the wrong, according to him.
The police,
any kind of physical altercation, he's a trained law enforcement officer who should be trained how to handle himself and how to handle other people physically. And when faced with this female, I really feel like this should be some kind of point. When faced with this female, why is he escalating it? Why does he not?
He should be trying to de-escalate it.
Yes, he should be trying to de-escalate it.
Escalate.
He's not. Instead, they're not.
Subdue the situation.
Yeah, it's just resistance and resistance going against each other.
But
that's why he's lost his job.
You know, he's placed on administrative duties. But on the flip side of this, you know, if you are pulled over and you believe that the officer is wrong, don't argue with the officer. Just take your ticket, take whatever, and argue it in court.
Right. We can understand that. And that's what
we
should
can
have
understand
done.
that.
But he should not have escalated it to that. She was wearing a sundress.
Yes.
She had no concealed weapons of any sort.
That you know of.
She probably didn't have any kind of concealed weapon wearing a tight sundress.
Tight sundress. There is an exercise that is done in the police academy where they take a male and they put him in a tight white shirt and tight skinny jeans, and they conceal 7 weapons on him, and they do the same with a female in a sundress, and they conceal anywhere between 6 and 12.
And none are a 15-inch rubber dildo.
Correct.
But she wasn't trained how to hide a concealed weapon.
But he doesn't know that at that point.
She's obviously not a mercenary.
Sense of people. You get a sense of people by dealing with them on a daily basis.
This goes back to training. This goes back to him being a Hickville cop.
Okay, good point.
Has nothing else.
He's a seed salesman. He's a fucking seed salesman.
Exactly. That he's been on the force a year. He doesn't know how. He is not a Chicago police officer. He's not a Houston police officer. He is not an Austin police officer where he is encountering dozens of people a day, and he could learn by body language, and he could just
even when he's still encounter dozens of people a day in your daily life.
Him in Hicksville? I doubt it.
Not true. We encounter dozens of people being in the city, and we take that for granted because we are in the city and because we sit in traffic and it takes us 15 minutes to go 2 miles.
The Eisenhower, has 390,000 cars on it each day.
Right, but he has to go to the grocery store like everybody else.
In Hicksville, Texas.
But whether he knows people or not, you still get a sense of who people are dealing with.
Fellow Hicks, though. People just like you.
Here's the thing. If he did not go to Texas A&M,
and
he just grew up in some small rural town in Texas, there is a possibility that he has only encountered 50 people in his entire life.
So is that like
I'll say 1,000 people.
So like Woodfield on a busy day?
No, Woodfield on a busy day.
Gurney Mills on a busy day?
No, they're 3 times the size of that. Gurney Mills has 5,000 sales within the first 10 minutes.
Okay, well then then I am not
that's like Kettle Moran, Wisconsin on a busy
Woodfield
day.
Mall has over 27 million
Do you have you ever been to Kettle Moran, Wisconsin?
I have not.
Okay, if you blink you miss it.
I've been to Akanamawak.
Just like Akanamawak, just like Manitoba.
Okay, so
Woodfield Mall in Schaumburg, 27 million visitors per year.
Okay, so I mean he's a hick.
Okay,
this is how he deals with, okay, so this is the type of guy that probably jerks off to Colors.
The movie?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah, he's thinking, someday.
I thought you meant like that.
Someday I'm going to get myself, a Vato, and I'm going to pull him over. He's going to be drug cartel, and I'm going to be the hero.
Well, it's not.
Population of Prairie View is 4,000.
Wow, it's even worse then.
Yeah.
Both.
Besides him going to Texas A&M,
what's the
and he's a state trooper.
What's the ethnic breakdown?
He's not a state. Well, he's not a state trooper.
He's a county sheriff.
He is a Waller County sheriff.
Okay, so he's for the sheriff's department. So privacy, guys. So here's my idea: is if as much as people hate having all our information out there, all our medical mixed with who we are and whatnot, connected to our driver's license or universal ID.
I don't care.
I don't either.
What people, I mean, come on, you load up goofball from Texas and they're fighting against it. They make wallets.
New World Order.
You know, exactly. So if this was a real thing, when he went back to the car and he swiped her universal ID, he would have saw that she had some sort of mental issues and whatnot. And just like if anybody gets pulled over, the guy who got strangled in New York by the plainclothes cop trying to sell the cigarettes.
Eric Gardner.
So if that cop would have ran his ID and said like this, I know this guy's got diabetes.
I'm sorry, I need to interrupt you. I am incorrect. He is a trooper. He is not a sheriff. I take that back.
So he's a Texas state trooper.
He is a Texas state trooper.
So he's just like Chuck Norris.
No. Those are Rangers.
Oh yeah, that's the Lone Rangers.
Texas is a unique state. When
You
it, you know,
ain't
it's not
fucking kidding.
it's not like Illinois where you have local police, county sheriff, state police. Their layers are a little bit different. So going back to privacy.
So giving that tool to police officers would make their job, if they had just that little bit of, I don't know, what do you call that when somebody has some feeling and compassion and caring,
Empathy,
courtesy,
you know, allows him to turn on those two emotions, turns on his empathy. Okay, I know she's got mental issues, she's been arrested a few times, but I need to approach this situation as a professional and not as a tough guy.
Back up a second here. You can't know that from running her license plate.
You can't.
You cannot.
Well, that's what
because you don't know.
Well, that's why I'm pushing
driving the car.
Well, that's what I'm pushing. Well, I'm not talking license plates. I'm talking ID. He had her ID.
But that's not what you said. You said when he turned on the lights, he knew.
No. What I said is once he had her ID and he went back to the car, he would have a better idea on how to return to the car.
That makes sense.
And then when he sees her smoking, he can say, okay.
Oh, well, she might be smoking because the medication that she's on might make her a little antsy.
Yes.
However, maybe she shouldn't be driving around if she gets antsy on this. That's neither here nor there. But if she can manage it by having a cigarette,
good thing. I'm glad she's learned how to manage.
Then good for
the problem.
her.
Yeah.
However,
she was on epilepsy medication as well.
Really?
Yes. Even though she told.
What type of epilepsy? Photosynthesis?
Photosynthesis. That's what plants do. Photosensitive. Sorry.
Photo something. I know.
I don't want to start doxing her. No.
What was that word?
Doxing.
I don't understand that.
It's a conversation for the dark net.
Oh, cool.
Dark net. Coming to you in a couple of weeks. The dark net. We visit it. We explore it, and we tear it apart.
Privacy.
Yeah. So people don't want us to have, they don't want those types of tools in the hands of our law enforcement professionals, Google, Yahoo.
But we give it to them daily.
Yeah, but isn't it better
to
know the most about somebody so you know how to approach them and how to talk to them?
Yeah.
So you don't hurt nobody's feelings?
Oh, yeah. We don't want to hurt anybody's feelings. That's always bad.
I see nothing wrong with a universal or at least a national ID card.
Yeah.
I see nothing wrong with a universal government, but that's neither here nor there at this point. Yeah, it would make traveling a lot easier.
Mm-hmm.
But it's not only that. I mean, you think about that, if let's just look at it.
We're still fighting over arbitrary lines.
Right. But without digging into this, without really digging into this, there are plenty of countries that have national ID cards. And, the majority of Europe has a national ID card.
Right. Because you're traveling from country to country the way that we travel
state to state.
Or to Schaumburg.
Exactly. Which... depending on what part of Chicago you're coming from.
Well, or what part of Europe you're in.
Right,
if
but
you are
your mother's basement again?
But to have a card that doesn't say I'm a citizen of Illinois, I'm a citizen of the United States,
right,
but I live in this area that you call Illinois.
right. Well, that would come up in the whatever the algorithm written for the card would be.
Right.
When you punch it in.
I pay taxes to the Illinois government,
right,
and I work in Illinois, but
oh, what if there was no longer state taxes and we just had this like universal taxing thing through this ID? And
But
yeah,
the whole
exactly.
The whole thing with the national ID, or the ACLU is against it.
Why?
You know,
What's their reasoning?
why would ACLU not want it?
they say that it's not going to solve the problem. It's not going to prevent
No,
terrorism.
it's not going to
It's not-
solve anything.
I understand, but the
Right now.
advocates are saying that it's going to help stop illegal immigrants. It's going to help stop terrorism. These types of things. The ACLU also is against it because it's a slippery slope of surveillance
To
and monitoring.
fascism, blah blah blah. 1984. Blah.
Then
We're already there.
But okay, great point. OPM, the OPM hack.
Opium?
OPM, Office of Professional Management.
Ooh,
the OPM hack.
I don't-
That is one thing that I have personally dealt with. That is something that I'm currently dealing with, and that is something that the national ID would be. The problem with a national ID? I am just playing devil's advocate here. Is that you have to, in order to have a national ID, you have to have a database of everybody.
Right.
Okay.
Yeah,
And
we
that's
do.
what we don't.
What do you think Facebook is?
That's a little bit different, because if you
Facebook
want
is
to
a
put, if
you
it's voluntary.
you can be as anonymous, or you can offer as much information as you want on Facebook. And MySpace was the
Yes.
exact same thing. You can
Yes.
put as much or as little information of you as about you as you want.
but
You can put any picture that you want,
but a national
but
ID,
they don't choose that. They choose to put their profile pictures of themselves, their
Exactly.
families.
Exactly.
Hey,
but that's all
we're-
voluntary, while this
Exactly.
would be mandatory. And here you have a database created with, again, I'm using OPM as an example.
We already have driver's license. We already have all these sort of identifications for ourselves that we've
do.
submitted ourselves to.
You do. They're all in different databases that if one gets hacked, the other one does not get touched. In order for a national ID to work, they all have to communicate with
So
each
what?
other.
Okay, so what is the downside of being hacked? Looking outside of the capitalist system, someone's going to steal my identity. Someone's going to steal my bank account. Someone's going to go in and take all my money. What else are they going to do?
Blackmail, family members.
I have nothing of that.
No, but that's you.
Right.
That's us in here.
Right.
I don't think any of us
That's all
in
I
here
care
are
about.
considered. But with OPM, it's not that simple, because with OPM, you have to disclose all your family members. They have to interview all your family.
I will
members.
turn my family
will-
in
There's
without a second thought.
there's problems there.
And they
Because-
have
hold up.
nothing to hide. And if they do, fine.
That's not the.
And I
that's-
don't care about anybody else but myself.
But that's the problem. Okay, the problem you're having here is with the OPM hack. When you were investigated by the Office of Professional Management, then they require all information about any financial accounts you have. So if let's say your father lives in Italy, attorney for your father, you have to disclose to OPM all those account numbers and everything in Italy, which does not have FDIC protection.
Okay.
It gets hacked here. All of a sudden, it gets wiped out there. And now what does your poor father have to do where he has nothing to say about it?
When he doesn't, he's dead anyway. So
Wait, but aren't all bank accounts insured?
No,
Aren't all overseas accounts insured?
no.
So if you have your money in a bank that's not insured,
Then you're a fucking idiot.
you deserve whatever is coming to you from things like
But
this.
the FDIC insurance is only up to X.
Yeah, it's $150,000. No, it's 300.
It's $250,000.
It's $250,000.
Right.
Okay, so
per
account.
per
Right,
account.
so-
Let's clarify that.
Right.
Yes, per
So
account.
so why wouldn't you have multiple accounts so you have all this insured? So it's harder for somebody to.
I'm not arguing that fact,
Right.
but someone who's 90 years old,
Okay. If $50,000 and they're 90 years old, they should start giving that money out.
they really should. They really should. But people are
That's hiding in their
but
mattresses
people
anyway.
are susceptible to blackmail.
Well, then there
That isn't our problem, but you're trying to argue affecting the entire nation. Personally, I'm all for the national ID.
So am I.
However, I have this.
why?
Because when you take the average person,
I don't give a fuck about the average
No,
person.
he's playing devil's
I'm playing
advocate.
All right,
devil's
all right.
advocate.
Yeah, go ahead. Let him
Alright.
play, please.
I'm the average person. I don't know what the hell
There's
I'm
the average
doing.
person. He's sitting right next to you.
Okay, the average person, exactly, right? So you says all of a sudden now they know what office buildings you go into, what doctor's offices, gas station, highway tolls, subways, buses, everything gets incorporated into this.
Okay.
Or as the ACLU claims, all of a sudden it's going to be used for discrimination. It's going to be used for harassment. It's if it gets hacked, if this so-called file gets hacked, all of a sudden it links to your employment. It links to landlords, credit agencies, mortgages, others, private investigators, civil litigations. It gets linked into all these things.
Right.
And you, as the average person, are afraid of that.
Yeah, that's scary. I don't want that. I don't want all my information out there like that.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that's the way it's sold every day on the radio.
And
That's
that's my point.
that's my information.
Yeah.
That's my life.
That's my point. None of us in this room, I believe, fall into that.
Right.
However, you step out of this room, we go a block down from the studio,
Oh, I know.
and
how about
people
this?
are terrified.
I know people that have less than 60 grand in the bank that check their bank statements every day because they're afraid of being hacked.
I know people who who were here illegally at one time and wouldn't drive anywhere near the airport in fear of getting pulled over. And even though in the state of Illinois, you cannot ask what your legal status is.
Right.
However, I'm sorry, federally, you cannot ask what your legal status is. They would not drive by O'Hare in fear of running into a customs agent.
I
or
got
an ICE
pulled over
agent.
coming back from work one night, driving down past the airport when I had the old Honda, and pulled over by an unmarked because a car matching my description had been in an accident today.
I've had that happen actually to me a couple months ago.
And he asked me where I was at 8 o'clock in the morning. And I said I was sleeping because I work nights.
Okay.
And that was the end of the traffic stop.
Right.
It
Violent, and you didn't start yelling and
Mm.
screaming and everything else. And how dare you accuse me while someone else might be, someone else might go, fuck, do you need to know this?
Exactly.
What's any of your fucking business? That starts escalating, and then he.
And the
person
more that you tell
responds,
somebody to calm down and
the
to
more
relax,
they get pissed off.
you cannot tell somebody to calm
Exactly.
down and relax, because then I am relaxed. I'm not yelling. Ma'am, I'm not shouting.
Wow, I just saw all my peaks just pop.
Sorry.
It's
and he
okay.
had his badge around his neck. Yeah.
Oh,
He wasn't in uniform.
Oh, really? Where was this?
By the airport. When you're turning around Higgins and it makes that big turn.
Is that
There's
Rosemont?
Yeah. Isn't
Actually-
O'Hare Chicago?
Franklin Park.
O'Hare,
Technically.
Chicago.
O'Hare
O'Hare,
is Chicago, but would that be Franklin Park or O'Hare that pulled him over?
That pulled him over. What side of O'Hare were you on?
It was on
What
my
street
right.
were you on?
Higgins?
And Higgins. The airport was on my right.
So you were pulled over.
It
or
could have
just Plains?
been. It could have been anything.
Yeah.
I didn't really.
Rosemont wouldn't have been there.
If I. Yeah, I might have been speeding,
Mhm.
but that wasn't the issue.
The issue was that
The
your
issue
car
was that
matched.
my little gray
And
Honda.
that's probable cause cause for pulling you over.
Sure.
It's understandable. White
and that's
guy
all.
driving
And
around.
that's and that, yeah,
Or, sorry, yellow guy driving around.
yeah, and that's all that he asked, and he didn't
Actually,
make a
speaking
fuss.
about wearing police badges around your neck, a friend that used to be a police officer was a plainclothes officer.
Chicago
County.
Oh, really? Okay.
And it was a simple case that he was in Lakeview, and the woman that he was looking for just pull into the driveway right when he was pulling up, and as she was getting out of her car, he is in full police gear, not in a uniform, vest, ID hanging, everything, and he goes, "Excuse me, ma'am, you're so and so," and she starts yelling, "Rape, rape! I'm calling the police! You're trying." Runs inside and slams the door shut and calls CPD that he's trying to rape her.
Okay.
And so the officer, obviously knowing this, radios this back, and radios over, has county notify the responding CPD officers that he actually is a police officer. Now, and she goes, "That's him right there. Arrest him." He's and they try to explain to her, "But ma'am, he's a police officer. His star is around his neck. He was offering you his ID, everything." And it just messed her head. She was so frightened by fake police.
Well, yeah. How often in the news do you see? Oh, well, there's these people going around buying, whatever off of eBay, and they're bars, and they're pulling women over and raping them.
Does this really happen?
That's what really the media says.
Wow. Yeah, but I'm talking his scenario. Lights on the car, pulling people over.
It does.
Okay,
it's not as common as
let's pull over.
That's ballsy as fuck to do that.
Right.
For one
there
thing,
was actually not that long ago in a suburb very close to here, a male who was impersonating police actually pulled over an off-duty police officer.
Female police officer.
Yeah.
Exactly.
And they were.
That's why it's a ballsy thing.
And they were actually already knew of him and were looking for him.
That's excellent.
So yeah, he obviously got busted. So talk about a stroke of luck there.
Why wouldn't you just go hire a prostitute?
Why not just make prostitution legal and tax it?
I think that's another discussion.
Well, yeah, that's going to be show topic number 64 for us.
Legalize prostitution and drugs.
Oldest profession in the world
shut
becomes
the hell up about it already.
Everybody. Yeah, shit.
Look at the other countries where it's legal and regulated.
Yeah, look how great they are. Amsterdam, Copenhagen. Where else is it legal? Bunny Ranch.
That's what I was thinking.
Yeah. Colombia.
Okay.
Yeah. Wait, am I right? Colombia has legal prostitution. I think
I don't know.
I think it's under 5 year old. You're allowed to be a pimp.
Under 5?
No.
Year-olds?
Under 5. You're only allowed to have 5 women. Under 5 women, and you have to provide a
insurance
housing for them.
Okay.
I think
that's nice.
Yeah, I think there's all kinds of good rules that go with it.
Yeah.
Well, that's the problem, are the rules. So where do the rules? What are the privacy rules? Who sets the privacy rules?
I think we are setting the privacy rules now, since this is such a new thing for us.
So there's all these new Facebook settings.
Okay.
As usual.
Mm-hmm.
And I hate to keep bringing up Facebook, but it's
a good example.
It's what they're getting all our information from.
Who are they?
I know, I didn't want to say that.
Yeah.
Well, whenever you log into something, so you go to SoundCloud. Hey, I want to set up a SoundCloud account. All I got to do is log in through Facebook.
Right.
So I don't have to go through the hassle of coming up with yet another clever name for myself and passwords and whatnot.
Right.
Well, you should have a separate username and password.
Don't
for
even. That's a
each
different.
account.
That's a different discussion too. Why can't we just have one for everything?
No. I'm just turning on some lights so we can all see each other because it's getting a little bit too intimate in this room between the three of us.
Well, if you get off my lap, that would kind of dampen
Just love
things
sharing
down a little bit.
Love sharing that microphone with you.
It is getting a little warm in here too.
Who?
I like
I
having
don't-
the same password and name.
Oh
and all
yeah,
that
I can't
stuff for
remember. I
stuff.
can't remember or come up with things. But when it comes to writing the rules of privacy, we're leaving it up to these assholes in Congress that have been working at that job because they don't want to go do anything else.
I don't know, are we leaving it? Okay.
Well,
are we leaving it up to them? Or are we leaving it up to people who have had?
We're leaving it up to people that we think know better than we do.
So really quickly,
Go for it.
Colombia, prostitution is legal, brothel ownership is illegal, pimping is illegal.
Yeah,
Pimping's
pimping.
illegal. Okay.
Right. Adult prostitution is legal in designated tolerance zones,
Yeah.
but enforcement of and restriction to the zones remains difficult. Prostitution was
Colombia.
widespread and exacerbated by poverty and internal displacement. Sex tourism existed to a limited extent, particularly in coastal cities such as Cartagena and Barranquilla. I am so mispronouncing
It's
these
okay.
names.
No, you're doing okay.
Where marriage and dating services were often fronts for sexual tourism. The law prohibits organizing or facilitating sexual tourism and provides penalties of 3 to 8 years imprisonment. Trafficking in women for continues to be a problem as of this day. This was on February 25th, 2015 by the U.S. Department of State Bureau of Democracy, Human Rights, and Labor.
There's a great documentary that's out there about human trafficking, and it all takes place in Colombia. And there's a section in that video where a 8-year-old walks up to the guy who's the cameraman for this documentary and says, "Come on, I'll suck you off for $5." Okay,
That's
okay, $3.50. And the girl keeps lowering her price.
American money.
Yeah, they're talking all U.S. dollars because he's a white guy and he's there, so they know to transfer it over.
So our money is worth
a lot. Still a lot. Yeah. But I mean, imagine an 8-year-old walking up to you and saying that she's going to give you a blowjob for $3.
Boy or girl?
It was a girl. It was a girl. But it's just funny. It's all on camera. You know, they block it out and they don't let you hear it as clear. You know, they're beep things and whatnot. But highlights of the awareness month. That could be it. That could be what I saw. So I think the guys who are writing privacy laws right now are guys who have had somebody break into their bank account or break into their like.
Then they're biased and they shouldn't. It's like when you're selected for jury duty.
Yeah.
And they ask you if you've been the victim of a violent crime or whatnot.
I always say yes.
Why wouldn't you? And you probably have.
I was born. I was very violent.
Word.
What a crime to the rest of you.
So that was my next thing I wanted to get all big and deep here.
Mm-hmm.
That all of this is a work in progress.
Oh yeah.
Everything that's going on with everything.
We're just throwing shit at the wall and seeing what sticks.
Yeah, there you go.
I mean, on all aspects, on whether we can push stealing this new form of currency, this electronic money. We're seeing what we can steal. You know, remember the iTunes thing where they only stole a penny from every iTunes guy?
They did?
Yeah, it was like one penny, and one penny turned out to be like $90,000 one guy got by stealing a penny from everybody for 1 hour's work. You know, so he made 90 grand, you know.
And all we lost was a penny?
All we lost is a penny. This was a couple years back.
Wasn't that Office Space?
No, well, that's part of it, but it really was in iTunes. Or was it 99 cents or something in iTunes? It was a very small number in iTunes. It might not have been a penny. It might have been like 90 cents.
It's very common. It's often referred to as salami slicing.
Salami slicing.
What?
Yeah, it's common.
Gratuitous salami slicing?
It's called salami slicing. That's what's referred to.
We're back to the black.
Skimming?
Internet.
Penny shaving.
Penny shaving.
Yeah.
Skimming.
Skimming.
It's extremely easy to program to run a script that will just off of generate random credit card numbers, check random accounts, bank accounts, and only withdraw 1 penny. And since a lot of services like Google Wallet, certain credit cards, eBay, require you to put in a bank account and then you deposit a penny or 2 pennies or 3 pennies, and then you have to tell them, hey, you deposited this much in order to verify that's your account. That's why the penny theft is so easy to do.
Are you still doing that?
And then you
a lot of them still
okay.
do that.
So then you look at you get a text message saying that a transaction of a penny is taking place on your account. Oh, well, that's right. I did do something online at a new place, and they're just
and who's going to know? In all honesty, who's going to notice
I'm not going to call
missing?
the bank over
Exactly.
But there are people who check their bank accounts for right down to the penny.
I get a text message whenever a transaction occurs,
as do I,
for more or less than a penny.
Right.
No, I'm not saying I don't.
So
I'm thinking that that we are a step away from, if we were 10 years older, we'd be having a completely different conversation now, saying I'm all for privacy, it's whatnot, because we would be we
could be the same age and just
not
have
as tech snavvy,
different thinkers.
Stinkers? What?
Stinkers, yes.
Or we could possibly just, I don't know. Yeah, it's, I think a few years ago, when I was reading the Idiot from Texas, his website and all the other stuff, it did get me sort of thinking, why we don't want this. We don't want this one world anything. This is...
Well, because he's telling you.
But there's no real explanation why it's bad, other than they're gonna take your guns and you're gonna be put in a FEMA work camp.
And if you don't own any guns, can you imagine what it must be like to have somebody telling you they're going to take your guns and you don't own any guns, and then every other commercial is a gun commercial?
And I'm thinking, why the fuck don't I have any guns?
Yeah, you need to get some guns, man.
I don't have any, by the way.
You need to get some guns.
So they can try to take them away from me?
Yep. Or so when they try to take them away, at least you have something for them to try to take away. They just don't go to the next house.
Oh.
Okay, I know I pulled up this site, and I've got something on this site that I want to point out to you guys. And
you're running through a VPN, I hope?
No.
Very private network?
No, I'm not. I'm not worried about any of that.
What are they going to do? Take you and drag you off to a FEMA work camp?
You and your relationship with him.
I know, but I'm bringing something.
And virtual private network, by the way.
Yeah, I'm bringing.
I like very better. So a VIP is a virtually important person?
Correct.
Wow, is it all gone already? Did he
did he sell out?
I don't know if he sold out, or maybe
which
I'm looking for one of the products, and I was going to bring up the ingredient in this product, and I was going to then tell you guys what the ingredient is. And
why don't you type the name of the product?
I don't remember which one it was, because it was I had such a good time laughing my ass off.
Is it gluten free?
Of course it's gluten free. Of course it's GMO free.
Is it local?
It's
you
know what?
You can't really order anything online.
That's not true.
If you're gonna,
that's not true. Amazon Prime just launched 2-hour delivery.
Yeah, that's a great app. I got it.
Yeah.
No, that's not my point. If you're ordering something from somebody in Texas, you're not buying local.
What if you live in Texas?
Then you're buying local.
Okay, that defeats your argument.
But I'm not from Texas. Do you not understand that my...
Okay, you guys see the...
lichen?
Okay. You guys know how the CFR lays this out, and I'm not talking Council on Foreign Relations, but the whatever food people are, how they have to make them lay out these ingredients things so that the number one ingredient is the most.
Right.
Okay. But you see where the vitamin D is pulled from? From the vitamin D is D3 from lichen. 2,000 units.
Yeah.
Okay. Lichen, moss.
Yeah. Don't reindeer eat that?
Yeah.
So that's 333% of our daily allowance of
Vitamin D. comes
vitamin D
from-
from lichen.
It's algae. I mean, it's fungus. It's moss.
It's moss.
It's yeah.
It's moss. He's selling you back moss
Oh, not me.
at $25 a droplet.
And what about the triple distilled water?
Oh, have you ever had triple distilled water?
No, I haven't.
It's phenomenal.
I
mean, I actually have some right now. if you
I
want to
haven't
try
had
some.
anything over.
Anything triple distilled that's not
Yeah.
brown.
Yeah. And I'm talking water here.
Man. So just all the products on this. It was just so much fun me going through the products and the lists and listening to the commercials for it.
He's come a long way. But again, it's the internet.
Yeah.
And it's all
Oh.
everything's constantly changing.
Mhm.
I just learned something.
Wow.
It's about time.
Well, that's a first.
Moss is not actually lichen.
Moss is
Not a lichen because it's not a
Oh, it doesn't-
fully true.
It doesn't have a root system.
Bryophyte.
Moss is not lichen, but is lichen moss.
It needs a root system. is what
Correct,
lichen
yes.
needs a root system. That's
That-
the other thing
yeah.
I just wanted to. Yeah. So, but
Yeah, but reindeer eat lichen right out of the ground from where it grows.
yeah, it grows on the dark.
They're not taking pills.
dark patches, and reindeer are big, amazing animals.
So
Have you ever
They're
seen?
huge fucking
Yeah, have
animals.
you ever
not in
seen
real
one?
life. Well, I mean,
Oh.
it's a zoo, but
Well,
Well, that
Yeah.
was it a virtual zoo?
well,
Were
no, but
you-
I don't count zoos as zoos are cages.
zoos are cages.
That's a separate conversation as well.
yeah.
That's kind of the privacy thing, though. In a way, if
Well,
you're
think of
taking it
this-
from the animal's point of view.
You know, I've had this argument with Charlie, and the argument pretty much was if you are a second or third or fourth generation born in a zoo in a cage
Yeah.
and you get released in the wild, you're
No,
not
you're
going to survive.
fucked.
You're fucked.
You're fucked.
So
Same goes for people.
Yeah, I mean, if I was let
Exactly.
loose in the wild right now,
You put Eric T in fucking Nebraska
I'm dead.
on a
I'm
farm.
dead in a day.
I was going to put him in Inglewood and see what happened.
He'd do fine in Inglewood because he knows how to find hot chips and stuff like that and fries in a bag with ketchup with a fork. But you put him in Nebraska a month before winter hits,
Yeah.
it's fucked. You know, and that goes for most people. They're fucked
Yeah.
because if you don't have a good field guide with you, what was the book? Call of the Wild? No,
Into the wild.
Into the Wild. How did he die? Eating
He died being stupid.
poisonous mushrooms?
Um,
Wasn't it what he cooked? He thought.
I think he just starved. I think
I thought he ate poisonous mushrooms that he mistook because he
Oh.
didn't have a good field guide. He had an outdated field guide.
I was going by the movie.
But I was just going to say, how many people have magnesium fire starters in their book bags that they carry around with them every day?
Just you and I.
I don't even have a book
Exactly.
bag, so
I have one in my truck.
wow. Do I need to get on this?
No, you don't need to
No,
get on
I
this.
mean-
This is us just being idiots and
Be prepared
yeah,
for worst case scenario.
You can't,
free
man.
flashlights.
No matter what,
Exactly.
you're. I don't.
And it's a bright fucking flashlight.
I don't need my eyes anyway. That's
Leatherman.
fine.
Leatherman. Never leave home without it. It's again.
I have one of those, but I have it at home.
It's keeping the drawer safe.
that it is.
I
You never leave home without one of these either.
yeah, I don't have one of those either.
That I'm really surprised at.
Yeah. Next
Yeah.
time I'm over, I'll get one.
Yeah.
Hook me up.
Yeah.
Tell me what's a good one for
Yeah.
me.
Well, I'd give you anything. Just,
Oh,
get you started.
all right. I'll come by tomorrow.
Get him a starter.
Anything at this point.
Yeah.
But
So let me tell you a funny story about knives.
Okay.
So an old group of friends, never carried knives. And then one day I get a phone call. Hey, we're cooking out at this buddy's garage where they work on trucks in this garage, right? And we're going to cook out. We're going to make some steaks on the grill. And you got to bring a knife because we're going to eat it just with our hands and a knife. And this is a big deal, these guys. Like, you got to bring a knife. And so I show up, and for as long as you know me, have I always had a knife?
yes.
Okay. So I show up, and guess what? I forgot my knife.
Ah!
But I'm watching all these guys who've never carried knives before, and they're pulling out their knives, and they're talking about their knives.
Brand
Oh,
new.
Brand new. Got mine at REI. Got mine
Price
at
tag on it
Dick's.
still.
I think they tore it out of the plastic that day because you could still see the burr on the other side of the sharpening from the factory. But it was just amazing to see these guys who've never carried knives, and they're using this knife because they want to reconnect with this idea of manliness
that they were never part of anyway.
Yeah, and they're just adopting it because I mean we did go through like some sort of renaissance in the last 8 years where men wanted to reconnect with I don't know what to call that, where
the art of manliness, that sort of thing.
Okay, I mean, and I want to say guys started growing beards and growing flannels and wearing beards. But
whoa!
I know, and that's why I don't mean it for this room.
Okay.
Room. I mean, I tried to find a photo of myself within the last 25 years, 30 years of not having facial hair. Yeah. I can't find one.
Right.
So,
well, my dad always had a pocket knife. Just a little.
His generation should.
The little grandfather one.
You say your dad was dead.
He is.
He is.
He doesn't carry it anymore.
Oh.
I don't think he has
How do you know he wasn't buried with it?
He wasn't buried.
He wasn't buried. He was cremated.
How do you know he wasn't cremated with it?
Because it would have been heavier.
Was he really cremated?
It's on his. I'm assuming that's him in the box. I didn't.
Wasn't the ashes from the?
This is really inappropriate.
Well,
this is
so
hitting too close to home.
But his generation was the generation that carried the old timer, the folding pocket knife,
right? The old timer. That's the one.
Either single or double blade,
right?
And they sharpened it themselves.
Well, yeah. I would buy him one for Christmas every couple of years.
Okay,
that's a nice thing to do.
Very nice thing to do.
I'm a nice guy.
Yeah.
When's the last time you bought me something?
I've never bought you anything.
Jack bought me dinner. Thank you for dinner, by the way.
Oh yeah, thanks.
How was that?
It was all right.
So we had dinner tonight from
the
Salam.
fries are kind of crap.
Well,
it didn't have enough sauce.
Didn't have enough sauce. Yeah. We had gyros from Salam on.
The meat was good.
Yeah, I mean that's.
I think I should have gotten the sauce on the side.
Okay.
Because it's sad.
You could have given it to me.
No, it's sad because he got a sandwich. I got him a sandwich. And you got the entree. That's why I got a sandwich too.
I thought it was a platter.
A platter. Yeah, the same thing the guy said. He goes, "It's platter. It's not entree." I go, "But you're getting me a salad." I go, "That's like an entree." It is platter.
Oh, so I missed out on a salad?
I could have got you a platter and got you a Jerusalem salad with that.
Oh.
Jerusalem salads. It's okay. Sometimes it's good. Sometimes it's. Did they put red onion in there this time? Did I see?
There wasn't red.
No.
No.
Well, was there onion in it?
There was.
Yeah. Usually it's not. Usually it's just tomatoes, green peppers, and.
Last time I had onion
and lettuce. Yeah. Usually they don't put onion in it. In the wintertime, they never seem to have onion in their Jerusalem salad
because they're locavores.
Yes, they are. Yes, they are. That's why the food's always so good. Yeah. I know it's like the fucking McDonald's of Middle Eastern, and it's tasty. And the place across the street is 3 times more expensive, and it tastes like McDonald's.
That makes sense.
McDonald's in so long.
I know it doesn't care. So we were on privacy. I'm sorry to sidetrack us with the story about the knives and eating meat. With
no, but that's part of it. I think privacy because it's all about you. Mm-hmm. It's all about preserving. The privacy is protecting what's yours, protecting your privacy. That's what they say. You need to protect your privacy.
Who's they?
The media.
The media. What's the commercial that's on the Rush Limbaugh show?
LifeLock. That's not legal in New York, by the way.
Really?
Yeah, that's what they always say if you read the little fine print.
It doesn't hold up in
probably
court.
And I think they have some kind of lawsuits pending against them anyway.
There was a class action announced against them yesterday.
Yeah.
For what? Yeah. If I can, can we pull that up? Do we have any idea on how that?
Sure.
Because I just thought it was all bullshit anyway. Like, what can these guys do?
Oh, it probably is
to protect your privacy, but fuck.
Isn't LifeLock the guy that Todd Davis, wasn't he the one that did those radio commercials in Chicago where he gave out his social security number and said, "I'm so confident in my company."
I think it was
that I'm going to give out. Here's my social security.
Yeah, and he actually got financial theft. Go figure, huh?
Wow.
But yeah, here you. There's your.
Well, it serves him right.
So there was.
Defendants made false and or misleading
I'm just amazed at how many of these companies exist today.
We could open up one of these companies theoretically. We
Theor-
could open up any kind of company that we want and say that we're going to do something and charge people for doing something.
Uh-huh.
And people are going to give us money because people are stupid. And people don't do enough research and they don't do enough thinking. And
Well, there
if you are stupid,
Sorry,
I
guys.
know.
Whoa,
Sorry,
whoa.
guys. Sorry to pull you guys into this.
This is the commercial
Oh, yeah.
that played in Chicago.
Okay. Is there audio?
Well, no, I mean,
okay.
Can't you just read it? There's 6 eyeballs, 8 eyeballs, 10 eyeballs in this room.
you have exposed his illiteracy.
Oh. Ugh.
Why?
I should have told you.
So
Used his identity to obtain a $500 loan
he
from a check cashing company.
His account, he got hacked. Or I'm sorry, his identity was stolen 13 times
Because of the commercial?
because of the commercial.
Well, then it serves him right for
I
being
mean,
an idiot.
I understand that, you know, it was like $500, $1,000, $3,000.
Yeah, but
you
look at
know-
the amount. Somebody opened a Verizon account, leaving an unpaid bill of at least $186.
But
If you're gonna steal somebody's identity,
but that's the beauty in it.
Go big or go
see-
home.
yeah,
No, you go small and you ride it.
That's if you're going to ride it. But I mean, if you're going to steal and you're not a thief, you go big or you go home.
And see, and that's why we're two different types of thieves.
Well, there
I-
are many
I-
different
you
types
know.
of thieves. There are the smart thieves who will go small and will do very small scam after scam after scam after scam and come out ahead. But it takes like 30 scams to say, listen, I'm finally breaking even and now I'm going to do 30 more and I'm going to come out ahead. And then there are those thieves who go balls in and like hit up 3 or 4 banks within a week and never get seen again.
So that's what Jack Russell's planning?
No, you remember the Flowers? The Flowers back in 90s, Paul Flowers.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. It was stole all the money for his
Yes,
dad's cancer.
There you go. Yeah.
Yeah. I mean,
Did they make a movie out of that?
they tried to. He just got out a couple months ago. I think he got out.
Eric T, you know what we're talking about?
I have no idea what you're talking about.
He robbed a bunch of TCF banks
Mhm.
in Jewel and Osco
Mhm.
in order to get money for his dad was dying of cancer.
Good for him.
And so he actually got away with a bunch of them and got his dad treatment and everything, but he finally got caught.
Well, okay, then yeah. I mean, the medical insurance thing is another. Well, we already talked about that. That's a fucking.
Lady boys.
That's a mess.
Still, my favorite part of that podcast was the lady boys comment. Love them lady boys. Was that too honest?
No, that's good.
Is that gonna
Honesty is
come-
good. I
is that
think that's what separates us from everybody else.
Oh boy.
Is that we're honest.
Oh, look at you can vote for your favorite moment on our live broadcast.
Oh,
I wonder what this is going to sound like.
mine was the third tick mark there.
That one?
No, next to it.
That one.
Yeah.
Okay, that one. Okay. Huh. Favorite moment. And it's still live. We're still going through live and
Live and direct.
yeah.
So
Yeah.
I cared about privacy at one point, and now I don't think I do, because I have nothing to hide. But then that's always their argument for all the cameras. If you have nothing to hide, then what do you care?
That's true. That's true.
However, if I have to have a camera in my bathroom, I'd rather not. Just because.
Why not?
Well, I have nothing to hide,
Yeah, I mean,
but I'd rather not.
so what if? Okay, so what
But
if?
then why aren't you wearing pants right now?
I'm more comfortable that way, and even you said it's hot in here.
That's why I took mine off an hour ago.
Okay, so if we had cameras
late to
in
the
the
game.
in the bathroom and you were sitting on the pot and you had a heart attack, at least somebody would know you had a heart attack. They could send
That's what Life Alert is for.
life.
Help by phone. I can't get up.
You can't say that. That's a trademarked.
Yes, but I am using that as to make an example. So I believe that falls under the creative policy exemption.
So you can't say I've fallen and I can't get up.
No, if you look at their website,
Uh huh.
that expression is trademarked.
Wasn't-
right, but it's fair use if we're just
Because it's
discussing
words.
Wasn't that just for rappers though, who couldn't mix it into a rap, or for producers? The new house sensation. I've fallen and I can't get up.
Well, I don't know. I think I might listen to that.
Oh man, could you imagine that down Harlem, bumping from your Mustang 5.0?
Ah, those were the days.
Those were the days. Huh. Yeah. Okay. That would be good. Just to see, since we can't listen to it ourselves. Well, good.
Do you do things in private that you wouldn't do if somebody was watching you? Is there anything?
I would love for everybody to watch me cook. So no. I would love for
Well,
everybody
you
to
cook in a nude.
No, I don't.
No.
You stopped
Oh yeah, I stopped a long time ago. I
Oh.
wear an apron now.
That
because of the grease splatter.
Man, making sweet potato fries. That was a tough one.
Still burning.
Woo wee, got scars. Kind
Oh.
of deformed. Quasimodo.
I'm afraid just to cook barefoot.
I'm afraid
I
to pour
couldn't
coffee
imagine.
barefoot.
Yeah. But that's what it boils down to.
Yeah, I don't think. Does it boil down to somebody observing us in our private lives? Is that what they're really talking to us about, privacy? Or is it the privacy of if you do have a couple million in the bank and you're having a bad relationship with your wife, that you then go off and hire prostitutes or call girls, and you don't want your buddies to know, but then you're going to brag about it if you're a certain age. You're not going to hire a call girl and be ashamed of it. Or would you? I don't know. Are people ashamed of having extramarital sex like that? Where they're like, oh.
It depends on the person and it depends on their friends.
Okay, so I guess if you're some middle American preacher and you're hiring ladyboys,
You're not going to tell anybody.
not going to tell your congregation. So you are, you're not going to give a.
Well, you couldn't even tell your congregation if you weren't hiring
Do you see that, RT?
ladyboys.
That's why we're good.
Oh, did you bring up the
I was trying.
The
law.
the fair use.
Oh,
yeah.
okay.
fair use law?
That's
why we love the doctor.
But
At least somebody does.
even if he had any kind of, if he hired any kind of prostitute, if he hired a heterosexual female prostitute, you can't do that. You're a priest.
Well, if he's doing it, isn't God okay in it?
No, he swore
But wouldn't God
vow
stop
of
it?
celibacy.
Wouldn't God,
Theoretically, he would.
yeah, I mean, God would say, "Hey, we can't do this," but God's like, "Shit, yeah, you better go do this. I'd sooner you hire a prostitute than go rape a 7-year-old boy.
Yeah, you don't need to be doing that.
Go have sex with a lady,
Just
like you're supposed to."
Or just fucking go jerk off, and it's
Oh.
okay.
Yeah, in the rectory,
Yeah,
in all the hymn books,
right in the rectory, but not in the little boys' rectories.
Every time you walk in, you're walking over my man. Oh, it's just horrible.
No, but if you're going to get into the whole religion thing, then isn't God watching us all the time?
Oh, isn't that sick?
So,
There's that Modest Mouse song, Burkowski.
oh yeah.
Yeah.
Why would anybody want to be such a control freak?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. God was such an asshole.
Yeah. So it's I don't know what is the demographic of people who profess some kind of religious belief, some kind of Christian belief, probably
With the privacy people.
with having an issue with privacy or wanting their privacy. They want their privacy from other people, but their invisible friend can watch them do whatever they want.
I don't think they really incorporate their invisible friend because they're invisible and they're just worried about those that they can actually hit.
Well, it's because of their invisible friend that they're afraid of everybody.
Yeah, I can't even speak to that one. Is it because of their invisible friend they're afraid of everybody, or is it just because they're afraid of everybody because they don't take the time to look at life the way it really is. They want to look at life through. I had to explain the idea of rose-colored glasses the other day.
Mhm.
To
And
whom?
just somebody. And I was trying to trace back to the first time that I heard the expression. And I thought it was Doors of Perception. And I could be wrong.
Could have been.
Thought it was Huxley that talked about seeing the world through rose-colored glasses, or just that idea. But so I think that the people with the invisible friends, that they have this idea of a world with their rose-colored glasses or their crucifix-colored glasses on, whatever that might be. I guess that could be rose.
Well, that no matter what bad things transpire now, it'll all be okay in the end.
Right.
And this is just nothing anyway.
So I told that stupid joke the other day to somebody, and they didn't get it. You know, the one about the difference between the picture of Jesus and then what's the difference between a picture of Jesus
And Jesus.
and Jesus? It takes one nail to hang up the picture. I told that joke to somebody, and they didn't get it, and I had to sit there and explain it to them. And once I started to explain it, I'm like, my God, this person doesn't even have a sense
My
of humor.
who?
Yeah, whatever.
That's not.
I'm sorry. I'm still going to use that figure of speech for a while.
It's just an utterance.
Yeah, it's just my
Utterance. That's a good one.
I could say motherfucker.
The more that you use a word, the less power it has.
Huh.
Which is
Cunt.
Exactly. They're going to be able to say cunt on TV soon. Not soon. In the next 10 years,
Well,
maybe.
don't they already say it on Sherlock? On BBC?
I don't know. I'm going back to the whole
Maybe,
God
but
thing.
that's BBC.
You know, I'm a huge fan of George Carlin, and he did that whole skit on God and religion.
Okay,
Right.
I'm thinking of five
Not
forbidden
yet,
words.
yeah, but so
He
you know,
always needs more money.
you tell people that there's an invisible man in the sky who created the universe, so the vast majority of people will believe you. You tell them that the paint is wet, and they have to touch it just to be sure.
Yeah, but that's years and years of indoctrination.
Right.
You know, the paint is wet is a physical element that you want to know, because you finally get the chance to touch to test out. Oh, how about we use this one? How about if for years you're told by one person that there's this invisible person in the sky, and then they tell you the paint is wet, and then you realize the paint is wet, so it just reaffirms the invisible man in the sky
Right.
thing too. Or is that a little bit too deep into?
I think that's different.
Okay.
No, it made sense to me.
Okay. So you guys know that I invited G. Edwin Taylor on our next recording.
I had heard something.
Okay. I asked him to come by, and I'm hoping that he does come by.
Will I be finally hypnotized?
I don't think that he's going. I don't think we're going to. Well, I don't know what he would plan if he'd want to hypnotize you guys. I'll talk to him later in this coming week and see if I need to set up the other room so we can have microphones in the other room. So in case he does hypnotize you guys and you guys fall over, you don't hit any of the recording equipment in this room. You motherfuckers are big. I don't want you breaking anything. People downstairs are going to think it's an elephant walking around with a kipper. Sorry, was that a little bit too British? So, yeah, I asked him to come by, and I'm hoping he does, because I think that's going to be a real interesting person to bring into this mix.
I think anybody that's brought into the mix is good.
Yeah. Okay. So we have to start bringing in some guests.
Yeah, I mean, I have people I could bring in if you want to listen to somebody.
If they want to sit on the rickety chair.
I'll sit on a rickety chair. I don't give a shit. I don't think we should treat our guests
like guests.
And I think they should be treated like guests.
Like, okay. So slippers.
This isn't just, you know, they're not just walking into a studio. They're walking into a comfortable place.
Okay.
So they should be comfortable.
Okay.
And since I am already aware that there's an uncomfortable chair, I'm okay sitting in the uncomfortable chair.
Okay. Good.
I'm bringing my own chair next time.
Or I'll just sit on the floor.
So if he brings his own chair, then this whole conversation is...
I'll just stand. I don't care. I'll stand like that asshole on that other station.
Stand up and talk to everybody?
Yeah.
Like this?
Yeah. Except I don't think I'd be as hunched over. I think I might put the microphone up to a comfortable level
And I'm going to talk to you guys.
Right.
I'm going to stand and do the whole thing from now on.
Right. Make sure you have that light shining on your face too. And tell us some ghost stories as well.
Okay, so we have to speaking of ghost stories.
Yeah, is that something that you want to do?
Halloween, October. I realize that we're just in July going into August, and we've
It's
probably
flying.
Huh?
It's flying.
Yeah, it is flying.
That's all right.
What does Halloween fall on for a date this year?
I'll tell you right now.
It'd be great if it fell on a Saturday.
I thought you were going to ask us what Halloween meant to us.
No. Well, what does Halloween mean to you guys?
Nothing. My dad's birthday.
It does fall on a Saturday.
Sweet.
It does.
The 31st.
I don't leave the house on Halloween.
Well, that's the same thing as coming here.
You went to.
This is Halloween. This is Halloween.
I'll pick you up.
There's a reason.
You want to Skype it in? Phone.
I'll make an exception.
Yeah, you could phone it. Yeah,
could-
I
you
think by then we should be.
No. I'll make an exception.
Put you in
Well,
the
he
hand.
always phones it in, so that's not anything different.
Oh, zing!
It's not
Man.
that kind of show.
Man. Boy, oh boy.
He got me earlier, but I don't remember what it was about. So,
Probably being late.
yeah, probably.
Oh, we're down to the last 6 minutes.
I got 9 minutes of George Carlin to play.
So I've heard enough George Carlin to last me.
Yeah, same here.
I mean, he's just a guy who wrote stuff out and then was able to recite it well.
Yeah. And he always wore black.
So, do we want to do something a little more fictional
For Halloween?
for Halloween or for the upcoming cold months?
I wouldn't be opposed to it. I wouldn't be opposed to radio play.
I don't have anything envisioned.
Hello, welcome to Wojciech's dance studio. I am Wojciech. We are going to get you to move it left to right. Yeah, man.
Why is it so why is it dancey?
So bassy?
Yeah.
Because somebody remixed it.
Oh.
No, actually, that's the original.
Really?
Yeah, the original was like this. It was actually remixed for the movie.
That ARP is pretty damn cool in there. Wow.
There's actually a whole
There's
a whole
lyrics?
conspiracy theory.
Oh, here we go.
Okay, so what's
No,
the Halloween?
no,
No, come on.
No,
come on.
this is
Come
getting
on.
saved for Halloween.
No. Just bring in a little
I can't.
bit. Just
I'm sorry, I can't.
How about off the air?
Off the air, I can't.
All
okay.
right. That'll give us something to talk about because I need another drink.
I finished mine an hour ago. I think what we really need is a refrigerator and an air conditioner.
We definitely need to move some air in here, especially with Eric's flatulence.
Well, I'm sorry. Maybe if you didn't weigh 800 pounds.
Euros would not be the best thing for.
No.
You know, I hate to say it, but
You've never seen Halloween.
I've never seen Halloween. It doesn't rank up there in like those movies. that
It's
are-
not Night of the Living Dead. You've
I-
never seen Night of the Living Dead?
I've seen Night of the Living Dead. I haven't seen it in my
It's the only good zombie movie.
in my adult years.
It's the only good one because it's black and white.
Yeah, I just haven't. I'm not much for.
I don't know
horror.
why they decided to start making movies in color.
Man, that is the best closing statement ever. Why would they make movies in color? Oh man. Oh, we can always talk about autonomous cars.
I like to drive.
Darknet.
I would-
Darknet, autonomous cars.
I would like an autonomous car if I had the option of being able to drive it when I wanted to.
I feel the exact opposite of you. Because I think once I have an autonomous car, I don't ever want to have to think about driving or the person in front of me if they're going too fast, going too slow. I just want to get in and have it take me to where I need to be. Because then we're only one step away from like
Why don't we
teleporting.
just? Yeah, that's exactly it.
It's
We're
a-
one step away.
It's a slow version of teleportation.
Yeah.
So why don't we
that's it.
just have? Why don't we just have
Moving
autonomous
our
buses?
atoms from space A to space B is the same thing as being chauffeured around by a robot.
Is it not? Are you not?
No!
Are you not moving your atoms from A to B?
No, it's the same thing as having Eric T drive me home.
It's a big leap, but it is on the same.
It's a big leap.
It is. But it's on the same continuum.
Yeah, you're no longer in control of A to B. You're just telling this thing, I want to go here, and it gets you there.
One small leap for Jack Russell, one big leap for mankind.
But I think that there should be autonomous buses first.
I think we're gonna have autonomous buses and trains long before we have individual cars. But
what would be the point of having your own?
I think Uber is going to take over the autonomous market.
I think Uber is going to turn out to be something
that we never predicted would happen.
Possibly because they refer to becoming an Uber partner.
Mm-hmm.
And people think that they are these independent, I'm doing my own thing, but you're getting paid from a company. You're still working for somebody.
Right.
So you're saying that Uber, you're arguing the Uber employee rule.
Am I arguing it?
I don't think he's arguing anything there.
I don't know.
I think he's just saying that Uber is going to be something.
But I think all these people that have signed up for this thing, probably without reading all of what they should have read, I think it's going to come back and bite some people in the ass.
I don't know. Uber, California just determined last month that Uber drivers are employees, not contractors.
Right.
So,
But people think that, I can just, I don't know. I don't know what people think because I don't talk to people from Uber.
Well, if I'm not mistaken, I heard that Uber, the guy whoever owns Uber, the Canadian guy, said to Elon Musk, if he could give him 300,000 autonomous cars, they would take them off his hands ASAP. 3,000 Tesla autonomous cars.
But then that's going to defeat the whole purpose of Uber.
No, it's not. It's going to give Uber this whole new thing.
Oh, it's going to be, it's as a company, but the people that have signed up.
Yeah, you're going to have these people who are just, but no, that's not true either, because then we're going to have our choice. Do you want to have an autonomous driver get you there, or do you want to have
some asshole
Juan Tabasco, who's got the really cool Scion XB with the back with the disco lights, and it's like a party thing.
What does Uber have to do with Canada?
Isn't the creator of Uber from Canada?
No,
I thought you said California.
I thought he was.
No, you said California.
I thought he was.
I didn't even hear the words Canada spoken.
I thought the guy. I said Canada.
Or you said Canada, right?
Yeah, I thought he was from Canada.
Maybe he was born there.
Yeah, I thought he was a Canadian citizen, and like that's
he's a U.S. citizen.
Okay, so I misspoke.
Well, he's San Francisco.
Okay, yeah, he's part of that whole Palo Alto world there. Wow. Okay, there it is. 8 o'clock, 2 hours. I don't know what happens now. I don't know if I just
final words
press stop and it stops, or if it just stopped itself. So I close the laptop and that cuts off the signal. How does this work?
Only one way to find out.
Just run for it, huh?
See you later, suckers.
All right. Until the next time. Be cool, be safe. Thanks for coming in. Eric, say goodbye. No, he already said suckers. Doc.
Fighting for peace is like screwing for virginity.
Oof. Can't even touch that one. Until the next time. Be cool. Is it because it's connected? Is it because it's connected and it's still? Can you believe we just did that for 2 hours? Did it fly by?
Yeah, he was born in L.A.
Born in L.A.? Okay.
Yeah, he's 38.
I thought he was Canadian for some reason.
We probably should make sure we're off the air.
That's what I'm doing.
Close all tabs, disconnect from the internet, restart your laptop.